I've talked to Jimmy a few times. He's one of my favorite clients, and he sent us a Christmas card this year. So I was like, hey, there's a happy client to talk about, and anyway, he told me that he adds about a truck and a plumber every single year.
Wow.
So every year since he's been with us, he's been adding a truck and a plumber a year. And a lot of guys that's the dream. That's what they're hoping to do.
Yeah.
So,
they want like 20, 25 trucks on the road eventually.
Yeah, before we go into his numbers and everything, I wanted to talk about that because it's a little different thing. So if you're a plumber or even HVAC, the idea really is to build up a business. And I'm not sure if new plumbers are aware of this, but they probably are, is that when somebody does have 5 or 10 or 20 or how many ever trucks on the road, that is from many years of acquiring clients and getting repeat business. Hey there guys, it's Nolan and Jason here with Plumbing Webmasters.
Howdy.
We've got a true client success story today.
Yay!
And we're going to do more of these. We've got hundreds of happy clients,
yes.
Right? And we often talk about stuff that's gone wrong and things that are issues with stuff. And we're going to talk a lot now
about something that's going right.
Things that are going right, because things go right with almost all of our clients and happy people. So this is Sunset West Plumbing, and they're out of West LA.
Correct.
And Beverly Hills and Bel Air,
right,
in that area. So Jimmy's been a client for quite a while. I don't even really
4 years.
About 4 years,
yeah.
Maybe. Yeah, about 4 years. And one thing he told me, Jason, is that I've talked to Jimmy several times. I don't talk to a lot of clients anymore after setup because I'm just too busy, but Jimmy has been with us.
Well, we have too many for you alone to deal with.
We do, so other people usually deal with things after the fact. But I've talked to Jimmy a few times. He's one of my favorite clients, and he sent us a Christmas card this year. So I was like, hey, there's a happy client to talk about, and anyway, he told me that he adds about a truck and a plumber every single year.
Wow.
So every year since he's been with us, he's been adding a truck and a plumber a year. And a lot of guys that's the dream. That's what they're hoping to do.
Yeah.
So,
they want like 20, 25 trucks on the road eventually.
Yeah, before we go into his numbers and everything, I wanted to talk about that because it's a little different thing. So if you're a plumber or even HVAC, the idea really is to build up a business. And I'm not sure if new plumbers are aware of this, but they probably are, is that when somebody does have 5 or 10 or 20 or how many ever trucks on the road, that is from many years of acquiring clients and getting repeat business.
Right.
So when we have a client that has, depending on the market, they might be in a really small rural market and and have 5 trucks on the road, or they might be in a larger market like West LA or Beverly Hills area and have 10 or 15 or 20. I don't know, but it takes some time to build that up, and then once they kind of mature, about 75 to 80% of their business is repeat.
Right.
And then like 20-25% of the business is new. So they have to continually replenish, and you can't just keep pushing new leads up to add those trucks. That comes from repeat and new leads.
Right.
So
you get your repeat business where it supports your current fleet.
Yeah.
And then you keep adding
until
you need another one to take care
of. And really over time, ideally the business just grows and grows and grows like that, unless you're in a market to where you depleted the growth rate and you're just a company.
Yeah, if you've capped your market.
Yeah. And that happens. We've had clients in counties that only have 60,000 people in the whole county that's isolated, and they got 3 or 4 trucks, and they're busy as they can be.
Yeah.
And that's
they're getting as much business as you can get if you're staying there.
Yeah. So, but in a case like Jimmy, he'll grow and continue to grow the business probably as long as he really wants to.
Yeah.
As long as he keeps working.
He is.
And part of that too, and what I'm going to do in a minute, just if anybody's wondering, we're going to go into how many keywords he has, where they show up, how many impressions he gets, how many map impressions, stuff like that. Cool. We'll go over that in a minute, but. The obvious to me, but it's not obvious to other people, is that people like Jimmy at Sunset West Plumbing and Rooter, they continue to focus on marketing and pay respect to it over time. Instead of getting angry or twisted or stopping it or up and down or like slamming stuff down. He found a good or a great webmasters with plumbing webmasters, and he stuck with us.
We often talk about this or that problem client or something. We talk about the dark road some people go down, and this guy is the opposite.
Well, he's the majority of our clients, really.
Yeah.
He's just a little bit more, thankful and directly to us.
Yeah,
because
he actually lets us know. Which
he
is
lets
nice.
us know. So really, a happy client is somebody that stays with us, and Jimmy's just a happy client that's a little, just lets us know a little bit more. So
He's
anyway.
from California. He's demonstrative.
Is he? You think? I don't know. Yeah,
Well, he calls us and tells us.
he does. But
Sends us
I mean,
Christmas
you could argue that should happen more from Texas, from public view of stuff, right? Not anything wrong with California.
Okay, I didn't say not grateful. I said
Yeah.
demonstrative.
Okay, all right,
Texan guy is more likely to be like, "Yeah, good job." That's all you get. It's that stoic thing.
All right, so I'm going to go over some stuff. For one thing, Jimmy's got a custom design, custom code base. He's upgrading.
Done by me, actually, because we got him so long ago. I was still just designing.
It's about time for redesign, but I tell you what, it looks good still.
It does.
So it was.
I am timeless.
It was above. Yeah, it was ahead of its time. So we'll do a redesign on him eventually and do that as part of the service.
Right.
But he's got a custom great design. He's got custom code base. We're upgrading him to the newest version of Righteous Reviews right now, I think, right?
Right.
And that was just a thank you for the Christmas card.
Yeah.
Yeah, just to do a little something extra for him. And hopefully he'll start getting more reviews. Now, Jimmy is showing up ridiculously high, but he's been with us a little while and he's not getting these reviews yet, and he's still good.
Yeah, he's still in good shape, and he hasn't even supercharged.
And he hadn't supercharged it yet. Which
He's going places.
Yeah, he's going to get even better. So he's got custom design, custom code. He's upgrading branded reputation management with Righteous Reviews. We're in the process of doing that for him now. And sometimes, guys, just so you know, this is actually a opportunity for you guys starting out that haven't done anything yet. Jimmy's already on top, right? And he's grateful, and we're glad to have him. However, and I'm not saying Jimmy's going to be this guy, but a lot of these guys that are already up there, they're not doing this check-in process and posting photos and reviews and dealing with GMB.
Yeah, yeah. A lot of you look at your competition, and you think, well, that guy's been at the top for 5 years or whatever.
Yeah.
That's probably just because no one else has done a better web presence, and theirs probably isn't all that great. So you have an opportunity.
So this is the
to
first
take that
opportunity in a long time for a new guy to come and take over ranking.
Right.
Because Google's given so much credit to branded awareness of someone's digital footprint, and those signaling clues have changed a little bit.
Right.
So just having the content worked on the website is not enough, and a great website and code base, which we have for him, but someone has to begin to partake in getting more reviews, activity on GMB like reviews and pictures and video, as well as that activity flowing through the website. Now the websites are going to go from even, with us making blogs and changes, they're going to have hundreds of changes per year because Jimmy goes out and uses Righteous Reviews on all 500 clients that he uses. It probably does more than that, but let's just say he does.
Yeah, every truck he's got on the road is going to have multiple check-ins a day.
So let's say he does 1,000.
Number of updates on the
say he
site.
does 1,000,
Yeah.
which is probably pretty reasonable.
Yeah.
If he did 1,000 check-ins, 1,000 pictures on the check-in, and 1,000 captures that he added, and he put those three things, the check-in, which is a geocode that's like raising your hand and say, hey, Google, recognize me. I was here in Beverly Hills doing a front yard line leak or relining or whatever.
Did Stallone's house
today. You got Bill Murray. Bill Murray, I remember him as from Zombieland. He was in Beverly Hills or Woody was over there. But anyway, so I'm here in Beverly Hills. I just did a sewer pipe relining, and I want you to recognize me with this geocode check-in. And they will say, oh, look at that. Jimmy at Sunset West was in Beverly Hills doing a sewer relining, and then he posted and he posted a photo of it with a check-in and a caption. That's great, Jimmy. Thanks. your Beverly Hills page is far superior as is your sewer relining page, right?
Yeah.
So,
I mean, and that ends up being this ridiculous number of updates in a year.
oh, I'm sorry.
It ends up being like 3 or 4 updates a day.
So he'd have like 6,000
Yeah.
without the reviews coming back,
Right.
right? So you probably know what Righteous Reviews is, but it's a program or a little web-based app on your phone that you leave and you say, hey, please leave us, Mr. Stallone, please leave us a review. Yeah, wouldn't that be great? Sylvester Stallone recommends Sunset Weather. I'll take my valuable time and write this app. So anyway, they go on and leave a review, and well, you ask them to, but 1 out of 12 will. So you go back and you take out your phone and you go, I'll pull up my Righteous Reviews app, and I'll pick Beverly Hills for the city. I'll pick my, let's say, clogged drain page. So you did a clogged drain, and you took a photo of the front clean out, and you did caption, just did a clogged drain repair in Beverly Hills, CA. And then you put in Stallone's cell phone number because he's going to want to text, right? He's going to want to text for your Google account for review and your BBB and your Facebook account so that he can pick one, right?
Right.
And then, and then we, I'm sorry, I'm thinking about
Now all we can think about is Stallone.
Stallone. No, I started thinking about we have a client that we're about to pick up that has George Bush on the
Oh, that's right.
on the homepage. We joke about it, but we've got a client that has their swag on, their jacket on, with his arm around him.
George W. Bush.
George W.
George the Second.
Yeah. Anyway, it's cool. So yeah, I mean, this could happen. It could happen.
It could.
It could happen.
Could get a selfie with Stallone.
Yeah.
Just clean this man's pipes.
Yeah. Be funny.
Oh, that sounded wrong.
Yeah,
that
did
way.
sound
No,
wrong.
I didn't
No.
mean it that way.
I don't know what Stallone's into these days. But anyway,
Sylvester, if you hear this, I didn't mean it that way.
he goes on and does that, and when he hits check-in, it's going to do multiple things. It's going to throw the custom photo, caption, and geo check-in where the phone's located within 2 blocks because we don't want to tell everybody exactly where Stallone lives.
Right.
So
We're stuck on the Stallone thing.
anyway, no, it's pretty relevant because it actually brought up a good point. We don't give the exact geocode, but it's within 2 blocks.
Right.
You know, and then
Close enough to make Google happy.
so that photo check-in and caption goes up on both the clogged drain repair page and it goes up on the Beverly Hills page. So
Right.
there's 6 custom content changes. And then at the same time, that text and or email goes out to him with direct links to your Google review, Facebook BBB review.
Right.
And then you're going to go from like 1 in 12 people to 1 in 6 people leaving a review, which helps your Google account. Even if you get a BBB review, it helps your organic optimization.
Yes, it does.
All this good information flows through your website up through GMB and through organic. It's a beautiful thing. And Jimmy would have, 6,000 changes a year if he's doing 1,000 jobs. And I bet he's doing 1,000 jobs,
Yeah.
right now. So let's talk about some stuff. Now I looked up, I had somebody in the office pull up and they pull up 3 sheets on him. But I'll just tell you stuff. And you guys could do this too. All I did was go to Jimmy's pages inside the site, and I went to the sewer cleaning page, and I typed in sewer cleaning Beverly Hills, CA, and he's number 3 on the Map Pack 3, which to me is number 1. If you're in the Map Pack 3,
You're good.
You're good.
You're good.
Tankless water heater repair Beverly Hills, CA, number 2 map. And I could have taken out CA or changed things, and he still would have popped up on stuff, guys. Water heater repair Beverly Hills, CA, number 2 on map. Garbage disposal repair in West LA, number 1 organic. Garbage disposal replacement West LA, number 3 organic. You could go through the garbage disposal page and find 10 different keywords and various combinations showing up all over there.
Speaking of the map pack position, I actually read an article about this the other day. When you go down to organic, it's like half of the results go to the first result, and then, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's a reduced percentage on the second result and a much reduced one.
I don't think it's that way on map.
It isn't. That's
Okay.
what the article was talking
Yeah.
about. For whatever reason, people treat the map pack very different. Maybe
Yeah.
because it's encapsulated there and you have the map.
Agreed.
But the 1, 2, 3 on map pack have like within 2 or 3% of each other as the same
Yeah.
click through. Oddly enough.
I could totally see
So
that.
yeah, it's
I'm
very
glad I
different
heard
from the
you say
organic.
that to read it, because I've always told people if you're in Map Pack 3, you said, well, I'm number 3. I said, you're irrelevant, you're in the Pack 3. I'm not going to listen to that.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, for whatever reason, the customers don't look at the map and just go to the first guy. Possibly because, you got the 3 here and you have the map here and all 3 dots are on the map,
Right.
not in any order.
Right.
And so I think it messes with people's brains a little bit, and they don't consider those 3 to be, this is the best, this is the
For
second,
me, you
this
know what
the
it is?
third.
I observe them all at one time.
Maybe that's
There's
what it
only
is,
3 to
yeah.
look at. It's not too many to look at. And if there's 10, I read a report one time on like human brain physiology, whatever you would call it. And the average person can't, like if you throw like 7 or 8 dots on a wall, you can count up to about that many quickly and you can conceptualize it. If you do more than that, the brain's like, I don't know what's going on with those dots on the wall. So we can go from like 1, 2, 3 like very easily and just kind of ingest all the information quickly.
Yeah.
So I think it more has to do with the fact, but if you start scrolling down, there's 10 and there's some more reviews and there's map above it, the brain kind of goes, blah, I don't know what's going on. I can't go past the top 3 here.
Right.
And that's why a lot of times when we talk about organic, in fact, I didn't write down any organic that weren't in the top 3.
Yeah.
Because it's like people.
Organic people behave
Yeah.
very differently on organic.
I believe it's just because of the fact that we can't pick up more than a few things at a time.
Right.
And when they box 3 things, it's like, okay, I'll take the time to read all 3.
Yeah.
All right, so more, and this was me henpecking. I had somebody else go through Google Analytics because I've been in here so long and done this so long. I don't go into Google Analytics anymore. We got people that do that stuff.
I got people for that.
Okay.
He's got me, and then I've got people. Is
Yeah.
actually what.
This was one of my direct people,
Yeah,
actually. I'm sorry. You were out of the loop, sir.
Well, that's like when somebody calls in and wants a report. I'm like, Leilani, please pull their numbers.
Yeah.
I don't do it.
Yeah. All right, so trenchless pipe repair, West LA, #1 organic. Trenchless pipe repair, West Los Angeles, #1 organic. Slab leak detection, West Los Angeles, #3 organic. Clogged drain repair, West LA. The letter A, #2 map. Clogged drain repair, West Los Angeles, spelled out. #3 map, #3 organic. Clog removal, Los Angeles, no West, #2 organic. Clog removal,
Nice.
West Los Angeles, CA, #1 organic. Clog removal, West LA, #1 organic. Sewer relining, West LA, #1 organic. CIPP sewer line relining, Los Angeles, CA, #2 organic. That stands for cured in place. I don't know if people care about that there, but I assume, I wrote that one down. You know why I wrote that one down? And I stopped there because my phone rang. I wrote that one down because we write ridiculously complicated content.
Yeah.
And if
We do go for those obscure keywords because you get enough of those and it adds
yeah,
up to a lot.
because Stallone's manager is like, I ain't taking that BS process on the reline. You better cure that crap in place because Stallone ain't putting up with it, you know?
Slack craps like a champion. He needs the good stuff. So Sylvester Stallone's going to show up on our door. Hey, didn't appreciate that.
Yeah. He'd send somebody, I think.
Yeah, or he'd send one of his people.
He'd just send somebody. But yeah, I think if you've got a $15 million house and in Beverly Hills or West LA, I think you want the good stuff.
Yeah, I don't think you mess around.
And you might be typing in that level of stuff. Thing is about these keywords, I could have flipped and reversed these, changed little things with CA, without CA, LA, Los Angeles, West, not West, and you would have seen him popping up. And that's just me like perusing through like a few pages. And I might point out too that we had ridiculous stuff like sewer relining, which you'd love to have, or clog removal all the way to slab leak detection and trenchless to garbage disposals and water heaters and stuff. So
Right.
we run the gamut on, and he's got more, content than that. And I'd like to say,
Yeah,
too,
anything you guys do, we do a page on because we want you to show up
for the most
everything.
part, depending on where they are on the level and stuff. But here's the thing: if you don't have a page on it, you ain't showing up.
Right.
They don't. They
There's
didn't.
no way for you to show up if you don't have a page on the service.
I have a lot of people, Jason, will say stuff like, "Oh well, that's Google. That Google did that," and it's like, "You didn't do that." It's like, "Well, wait a minute. What do you mean it was Google?" Well, our map showed up. Well, man, Google didn't know that you did sewer relining until we coded it all and worked on it.
Right. Until we did that map placement is entirely dependent on the website.
The organic still filters all that back up through. And I might add too, one of the reasons, guys, that sometimes he only showed up for one or the other. But a lot of this stuff that got into relining and clog removal without the word drain and some of this other stuff, they didn't have a map up.
Right.
There was no map. It was just the organic ranking. That's another thing that people say. Oh, I just want to be on the map. Well, 75% of people go to organic, and half of them go to map, and half go to and or website, and half go to website and or map.
Right.
So it's about a half and half mix. And if you don't have all this stuff here, you just won't show up for it. You want to show up for as much as you can, and the map doesn't always show up.
Right. And if you even if you just want to show up for map, you still have to have content on your
Somebody
website.
types in CIPP sewer lining, relining, Los Angeles. The slides manager gets on there and does that, and the map ain't showing up.
Right.
Right. Anyway, so all right. So let's go on to the official Google Analytics, because Google Analytics is on every single page on the website.
Absolutely.
And it tracks everything. We can't get all of it because there's a new phenomenon called the no-click search.
Zero-click search. When people go to Google, do a search, look at the results, but don't click on any. And the current belief is that most of it is GMB traffic. They're just getting their information from GMB right there.
So what
on the search
happens
result.
is they're typing it in. They're at home. They're like, okay, and then they just start dialing.
Yeah,
And they
and
don't
we'll
click on
see it
anything.
on Search Console results, but it doesn't show on analytics because analytics only tracks what happens on the website.
But it couldn't show up, Jason, without
Exactly.
organic optimization.
Yes, that is the point.
So it doesn't mean that it didn't exist. Well, oh, that one came out of thin air, webmasters. No, sir. It came out of optimization and a no-click search where they called. So I'm bringing that up because I can't, that's not even on here.
Right.
And that's like a good, what percentage now?
About 50%.
Are doing no clicks?
Yeah.
That's
We're at
crazy.
50% no click because they
Well-
have, for local results especially, they've made the search results page so informative.
Yeah.
Based on what's on people's websites, people don't actually have to go to the website because so much of it's been pulled up.
I'm gonna repeat this for the cynics in the crowd here, based upon what's on the website.
Right.
So how else would it show up, guys, in organic search if it wasn't anywhere at all?
Right.
So they don't have the data other places, so it's based on what's on the website. You have to have this stuff or it won't show up.
Right.
Now let's talk about this a little bit further and talk about people's like, well, I don't like all that stuff on the website. Too much content. I like the Apple.
Nobody reads that.
Nobody reads that. They're only on the website 25 seconds.
Well, you know what? I won't even get into the argument of whether your customers read it because Google reads it.
Google's reading it, yeah. And so if there's not content, the amount of keywords that you could show up for is greatly diminished.
Right.
So Jimmy's got a lot of good content in there, and he's got the potential for keywords. So if he didn't have pages for just some of this stuff, and I'm about to read some more, then he's got a lot of cool stuff. Anyway, if he didn't have, wow, this is good. If he didn't have the content on there, they wouldn't show up, right?
Right.
At all. So a guy that had 3 pages and it was beautiful, and it had a little moving video shot on the home page on their header, and it was beautiful. They got hardly any chance to show up for hundreds of keywords because there's no content to support it. Google doesn't know that you do all these things.
Right.
But Jimmy has 991 keywords as evidenced by the Google Keyword Analytic tool in the top 100.
Nice.
Almost 1,000. By the way, they max out at 1,000.
Yeah.
So sometime in the last 30 days, 991 keywords. And guys, I'm not making any of this stuff up. This is on Google Analytics. And when most of you guys come to us, you got like 10, 30, 50 keywords.
Yeah.
When we talk about adding keywords and you talk about what can happen with a website, you can literally go up by like hundreds and hundreds of %, and then you can go up by hundreds and hundreds of % as it continues to nudge. All right, so let's go on. In the last 28 days, he had 3,500 Google Map impressions. Pretty darn good, right?
Damn.
3,500.
Yeah.
Total, the most in a peak month, organic clicks without mapping will be close to 200. Total with mapping and that in peak months is close to 300 on the visits. This doesn't count the no-click search
Right.
at all, but it counts that. And then, so you can see how there's a way less total visits than there are impressions, which means a lot of no-click searches are occurring too.
Right.
Which means he's probably getting pretty good
Impressions, if you don't know, means how many times someone has searched and Google has shown you to them.
So guys, I want to point out something else too. For Jimmy to get this much, he's got to have this much. So you're like, gosh, you only got 300 visits to the website. Yeah, he also got 3,500 visits to that, but we had to have dozens of pages of content and 991 keywords in the top 100 for this to even occur.
Right, and it should also be mentioned that just from our experience doing this for a long time and having these numbers, 300 clicks a month for a local plumber is actually really good. It may not sound like a huge number, but I don't think we've ever had any client have that number and call us unhappy.
No, not you. Yeah. Well, we've had everything happen.
I thought we were being positive.
We are. We are, man.
I like that sneer. We are. Damn it.
I can't help stuff when things happen all the time. We do fabulous work.
It's rare that any client gets those numbers and isn't happy.
Yeah, because he's getting dozens and dozens of calls each month off of it extra, and he's growing his fleet by a truck a year and could move on. He could do more. If he got involved in everything else, this could double. I have no doubt in my mind that this could double again. It just takes a little bit of work on the client side nowadays to do a few things. In addition to what we do.
And it should be noted when I say that 300 a month for like a local business, that's at like a slam dunk level.
Plus local.
You can be
plus
plus everything
plus
else.
Zero.
That's just that's just clicks to the website. And at like half that, most guys are doing really well. Even like if they just started out and they're still ramping up, they're already seeing a massive increase in their business.
Yeah,
and it's just, but once you hit that 300 a month level, you're kind of
so he's really doing rolling. Fantastically. But I do want to stop and make a point here, and he's a great client. I want to make a point here that I'm almost 150% here that he could double this down within 12 months because of the new signaling from branding on Google.
Yeah, all of this is before we were able to do that.
To do the branded signaling and integration of everything that he's getting set up for now.
Right.
So if he would do that stuff like photos of jobs, check-ins, and captions, and all this branded signaling stuff, he'd no doubt just continue to skyrocket up and search all around. Okay, so let's go over some other. These are keywords in the top 10, and these are numbered. These are number one. Well, I'll just list each one. These are because I was looking for internal weird stuff like long tail keyword terms.
Right.
He's got Plumbing Company West LA #1 on maps. Plumbing Services West LA #1 on maps. Plumbing West Los Angeles #1 on maps. Beverly Hills Plumber #1 on maps.
Damn.
So Sly does call.
There we go.
All right. Emergency Plumber Sawtell. That's not. Hang on. I don't know what that one is. 24-hour plumbing services. West Los Angeles, #1 on maps. Plumber in Beverly Hills, #1 on maps. 24-hour plumbing service, West Los Angeles, #1 on maps. West Los Angeles Plumbers, #1 on maps. West Los Angeles Plumber, #1 on maps. This is crazy, man.
That's crazy. I wish we had the PPC value of those.
Oh,
of those
yeah,
terms.
that's yeah. So guys, let's say that you got 300 total visits that were tracked.
Right.
And by the way, we pulled out direct traffic, spider bots, all that stuff, and pulled out of those numbers.
Yeah, that's just natural.
And then let's add another couple hundred for no-click search because it got 3,500 in map impressions, right?
Right.
And let's say you had 500, and you paid $20 a click. What's the math on that?
So it's $500, $20 a click. That's
not $10,000.
Actually, it is.
Yeah, that's $10,000. So boom. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
a lot of money.
There's your value.
Yeah.
We're 10% somewhere around.
And some of those are going to be more.
So
if he's got water heater in there,
he's getting 1,000% better return on paying for those clicks on this stuff. All right, I'm going to keep reading this ridiculously long list of #1 on maps. Plumber West Los Angeles, #1 on maps. Plumbers in West Los Angeles, Best Plumber West Los Angeles, #1 on maps. Beverly Hills Plumbing, #1 on maps. Beverly Hills Plumbers, how many said these? Emergency Plumber Beverly Hills, #1 on maps. By the way, we have emergency pages. We put content in for this stuff. Router, and again, Google doesn't know that you do emergency services. You may think that's ridiculous, but they just don't know.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah. They will not assume that that you'll take a call 24 hours a day.
Yeah.
Especially if you have hours for your business, and if we do your GMB, you do. If your normal hours are Monday through Saturday, 8 to 5, but you'll take emergency calls 24/7.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't tell Google that, if all you have is the normal
Yeah, they don't
hours, then
know.
they don't know.
They might even start to not show your map during.
Yeah,
the
yeah, they won't show your map, outside 8 to 5. So you got to
Depending on
you got to give them something to work with.
Router service Beverly Hills, #1 on maps. Beverly Hills Emergency Plumber, #1 on maps. West LA Plumber, #1 on maps.
God.
Plumbers Beverly Hills, #2 on maps. Plumbing Beverly Hills, #2 on maps. Plumbers in Beverly Hills, #2 on maps. Plumber.
So you had plumber and plumbers in Beverly Hills.
Yeah. Plumber 90025, #2 on maps. I was hoping to be, what is it?
90210.
Yeah.
I'm embarrassed that I knew that.
I know. I'm a little bit ashamed. Emergency Plumber West Los Angeles, #2 on maps. Plumber near me, West Los Angeles. So these are keywords in the top 3, and he listed some. I'm going to roll through some of these.
In case you guys don't know, plumber near me, the whatever service near me is for the last 2 years, a growing trend upward of how people are searching.
Plumber near me, West Los Angeles. These are in the top 3. Emergency Plumber Beverly Center. I don't know. Router Los Angeles, CA. Pipe Repairs Los Angeles, CA. Water Efficient Sprinklers West LA. He does have a sprinkler page in there. That's where it came from, because you're like, why the heck? He works on sprinkler stuff. Leaking Toilets Los Angeles. Repair Los Angeles Toilet. Toilet Repair Los Angeles. Repair Toilet Los Angeles. Los Angeles Toilet Repair. So
apparently they got a lot of messed up toilets in LA.
But these are all keywords, guys. You need to be represented because there's so much stuff people type in.
Right.
Leak detection West LA. Plumber in, I don't know, Via de la Plaza. I don't know what that is.
It's probably one of the little towns around.
24-hour plumbing service Sunset Beach. Leaky pipe repair West Los Angeles. We have a leaky pipe repair page in Boston. Plumber Beverly Hills, CA. Router
that's nice.
in Los Angeles, CA. Santa Monica 24-hour plumber. Westwood 24-hour plumber. Routers in Los Angeles, CA. Routers Los Angeles, CA. Some of this is getting ridiculous, but these are this is keywords that we're in, and there's only a few left, but I mean
and if Google, it should be noted that if Google's tracking for it, it means people are using it. If it's some word that you made up or something that nobody uses, it won't appear in that list.
So he's going to show up better where he's actually located in that city and right around there.
Yeah.
But we do some city pages as well, as you know, to get a little extra representation. It actually works really well now with Righteous Reviews because you can check in on the city. But he's got some of these in this last little page of 20 or so. Emergency Plumber Pacific Palisades. Emergency Plumber Beverly Wood. Is that a city over there?
Yeah, it is.
Trenchless sewer line installation, Pacific Palisades. Trusted Los Angeles garbage disposal repair. Plumber, Pacific Palisades. 24-hour service, Westwood. 24-hour plumber, Westwood. Plumbers, Pacific Palisades. 24-hour plumbing service, Pacific Palisades. Plumber, Pacific Palisades emergency. Plumbing, and people type in plumber Pacific Palisades and then they think emergency.
Say that 10 times fast.
They say it backward. They do it backwards because they just afterthought, but it's a keyword that shows up in Google search that they logged on his Google My Business, Google Analytics. So plumbing Pacific Palisades CA, 24-hour plumber Brentwood, Pacific Palisades plumber, trenches sewer line installation West Los Angeles, hydrojet cleaning, we have a page for that, West Hills, and 24-hour plumbing services, Pacific Palisades. And we could go on and on.
And we did.
Yeah. We did a little bit.
But no, it's worth talking about. It's like when people are asking, what do I get?
Why do I do this?
What do I get for
what
the
do I
monthly
get?
fee? That big freaking list.
I talked to somebody on the phone, sent him an email. He's interested in services. and he's actually called from Plumbing Webmasters for Water Restoration out of, I can't remember where he was, but it's I can't remember. It doesn't matter.
You mentioned him earlier, but didn't tell me the city.
Yeah, he ended up
from.
being a good lead. Talked to him a little bit, but then he texted me back, and he called back and had another question. He likes everything. He said he looked at some examples, got the email, said, "Nolan, send me an email on what you do." And I said, it was in the email that that you already had, and I was like, it's in that email already, you know. And so, but people do get confused about like, what do you do? Because it's all in this. He's got like a 4-page email and it talks about all of it in there. And then somebody looks at it and they're like, well, what do you do? You know, it's like, well,
I think what it is a lot of people, because they don't necessarily understand what we're doing, which is fine.
Yeah, it's okay.
I mean, I don't know how to do slab leak detection. But I think because of that, they get into trying to protect themselves, which I definitely understand. Mm-hmm. They get into a labor mindset of what labor are you doing for these amounts of dollars?
That's true, and it's hard to.
And so you're not actually paying for a certain amount of labor or a certain number of hours. You're paying for this. You're paying for this result.
They are, and they're paying for. So they are paying. There's a certain amount of labor that occurs, like in design and code base and content,
but. It's but it's not based on that. It's a result.
It's a professional service.
Right.
That part of what they're paying for is expertise, and time and understanding and resources.
Right.
So when they come in and they get this implemented in with Righteous Review shortcode on every city and service page, there's a lot of other stuff that had gone into that, and the client can't quantify it very easily.
Right.
You know.
Like I said, I totally understand why they get that mindset. Is it's because they don't necessarily.
But they can't
understand what we're having.
The thing
to do.
is that it can be quantified. This is just a small piece of of Jimmy's site.
Right.
But nobody wants to go on and look at all this or try to figure out how to read Google Analytics.
Right.
Google Analytics actually started out kind of easy.
And it's not anymore.
And it's so much information that
you can drill down and filter and do things in such a way.
You can't figure it out.
Yeah, it can be very, I mean, the first few times I ever looked at it, I was just like, what?
Jason, all this stuff is in there, but there's so much stuff to pick from that when I go in there recently, I'd have to go get somebody in the office to show me how to do it. Because there's 100 different things you could check, and you have to go into all these subcategories, pull out what you want.
Right. And they're constantly adding to it.
Yeah. So anyway, I don't know what else to say about this. It can be quantified. Organic is fantastic. We have hundreds of satisfied clients. We're constantly adding to it. We do have a high skilled group of people. I constantly refer to it to people on the phone because my dad's a CPA to an accounting office. And you and I and a couple other principals here would be the CPAs.
Right.
There would be another group underneath us that would be the accountants.
Right.
And then the rest of them are full charge bookkeepers, all skilled people.
Right.
And that is when you say that and some of it you can quantify and see all the work done, and some of it is the expertise for the function to be able to happen properly.
Right.
So somebody does pay for me and you. We have payroll and check here, and so does 2 or 3 other really high up principals here, and then there's probably another 4 or 5 people that we really rely upon in the office that would be that accounting level, which is really high up, and business wouldn't function without them.
Absolutely.
And then we have all of these people direct and train and help the other processes of very high quality people.
All of whom are degreed professionals.
Even the ones that I'm counting as that's why I call it a full charge bookkeeper. I'm not calling this from my dad's standpoint. That's a really high quality individual.
Right.
Not anybody that we're saying is lowly on our totem pole. I'm telling you that we don't have anybody low on the totem pole. You can't have an accounting office and have some goober over in the corner, flailing about that isn't educated.
Right.
The whole thing comes apart.
Yeah, you lose somebody.
Yeah, that's why
hundreds of thousands of dollars, and then you go out of business.
Yeah, we're not running.
Sued into oblivion.
Yeah, we're not running that type of shop. So that's what people are paying for, and I think that that guy was asking me about pricing on stuff, and I think Jimmy I don't know. I don't. You know what? In this particular podcast, I think it'd be inappropriate to talk about anything that he pays. So I'll leave that alone.
I don't know because I don't have it in front of me.
But people were very efficient, and people stay and pay for this because they want to. Because for everybody at this point, we're month to month with everybody. So, anything else you want to add about Sunset West Plumbing and Rooter and Jimmy and how fantastic he's doing and how much we love him?
Yeah, I'm not going to go there. No, we do love Jimmy. He's awesome.
No, Jimmy's great.
I would also like to point out that he was enthusiastic and positive from day one. I remember speaking to him about design and stuff.
I'm glad you brought that up.
Way back when.
Yeah.
And he was just like, hey, I kind of want something like this. He sent me custom photographs. He did all of the stuff that we asked the client to do that we can't do,
Yeah.
he did.
So
he was right there with us from day one, and this is the result.
you know, Jason, in web work and digital marketing online, there's a lot of bad companies out there.
Absolutely.
There's a lot of people that start out with good intentions that turn out not being so great and eventually become spoiled seeds that just take money that know that they're not doing a good job.
Right.
And almost all plumbers have encountered these people.
Have dealt with somebody like that.
Yeah, whether it's one individual or a multinational corporation that have taken their money. And it's hard to stay positive and nice, but when you do stay positive and nice, it's a better position to be in. And Jimmy did send us a Christmas card. And you know what I did?
What?
I said, hey, let's do some extra special stuff for Jimmy on the house, you know?
We're going to get a flood of Christmas cards.
A little pro bono work for Jimmy from Sunset West, because what a nice gesture.
Yeah.
You know, hey Nolan, what's your address? And my most cynical part of me thought something bad.
What's your address?
Why
I have
you
to
wanna
send the
know?
hitman there.
Right. Why do you want to know, Jimmy? What's the beef? You know. And so anyway, I gave him the address to the office. I pondered for a second. Should you give him your home address or the business? Could be bad. Nolan. Give him the,
If he's
give
going to
him
send
the
a
business.
bomb, I want it to take out the employees, not me.
Anyway, I am working on changing that part of me, you know, spreading the love and being nice and stuff. I'm working on it. It's baby steps. Baby steps. So he sent us a Christmas card, you know, and we did some extra work for him. He's a great client, and you know, we do great work for everybody, but we did do a little extra
We had
work.
that. We've had clients show up with pizza and sodas randomly out of nowhere.
Yeah.
We had a client, they were so happy with their website when we launched it that they sent us a heart-shaped piñata full of treats.
Did we?
Yeah.
I don't think I think I remember
That
that.
was a while back. But
Yeah.
we get this thing in the mail, and it's a heart piñata that was full of
That's unique.
organic treats, by the way.
No razor blades in them or
Yeah, no
anything.
razor blades. All good stuff. See that baby steps.
I
Let's
know.
move away from that.
I've got to move those negative thoughts out of my brain. But yeah, we've got a lot of great clients. I mean, we've been doing this. It's been almost 10 years now. We're in our 9th year currently. So and we've got great clients, and we're really busy right now, and we deserve to be. And our clients are benefiting. We're benefiting, and we'd love to have a new client. If you have any questions, I was talking to somebody too the other day, and this is something I tell everybody because it's true. You know, we're Texas straightforward, but we're Texas polite. You
Right.
know? We're not web geek cocky. We don't have web geek God complex.
Right.
You know, and when people call up here, we're nice to them. You know, I'm a little too blunt, direct, but I'm never rude. You know, I'm Texas polite, and then everybody else up here. If anybody was ever a web geek cocky or to them or got snotty, they don't stay around here.
No.
You know?
Well, I mean, I don't want
Yeah.
to deal with that jerk either. You know, I'm like,
Well, man, the reason I bring it up is because try to find some place that doesn't treat people like that. You know.
Right.
So I don't know. We're nice to deal with. We'd love to have you as a client, and get a Christmas card from you because you love the services or whatever you want to send our way.
At the office address.
The office address. I was careful, but I was pleasantly surprised to see a card from you. It was
Yeah.
very nice of Jimmy. Okay, guys, I really would. We'd love to hear from you. Call anytime. Hope you enjoyed this one. We'll see you.
Take it easy.